All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be talking about Facebook ads. And go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from and who you're with. I'd love to just say hello before we get started. And I am in the mastermind group. Make sure you're in the mastermind group. And we've got a case study coming live, hopefully later today or tomorrow, right here. From stuck in my ways to 3 listings and 2 buyers in 7-ish weeks, how Gwen Dorsey mastered the art of speed of implementation to reinvigorate her business. Carla, I'll be getting to your stuff today. So awesome. Good to see you here again. Hopefully your grandkids got to school okay. Caroline, awesome. Good to see you. Raham, awesome. Thank you for being here, my man. And one of the things I love about with Gwen is it says speed of implementation, but to be fair, she took her time, a couple of weeks of being in the classes with us, maybe a couple of 3 weeks. To be fair, that was when I was just starting the whole thing. So I was a little bit shaky, right? We're all working together to create what we got right now. But as I tell you, when she got started, and it's so awesome to see because she's having great conversations. She's got some buyers. Every weekish or so, she's hitting me up with a message about just something new that's exciting that's happening in her business because of what we're doing together. And one of the keys is that she's joining us on pretty much every single, especially in the morning. She's in all of our morning live Zoom calls. And she's also in the afternoon, once in a while. She joins us in the evenings once in a while as well. But anyways, this case study will be going live. We will obviously link to it in the mastermind group. We'll probably email it to everybody and make sure that you get a hold of it. But I am also going to put the school invitation link, and it's not necessarily relevant per se to what we're doing today necessarily, although we got the expired course. So you want to get into the expired. We've got the just sold, and I think I'm covering this on Friday. The thing I'll mention about the just sold classroom is the fact that there are 3 great funnels for pending and just sold, whether you're the listing agent or you're the selling agent. So when you go into contract on a listing, and Carla, so for example, Carla, you had that off-market listing, you sold it. I think you're the selling agent, or were you the buyer's agent or the seller's agent? I can't remember if you said you're the listing or the selling. Regardless, it doesn't matter. When you got a listing that goes into contract, all right, and when a listing goes pending, in fact, I'll show you because it does deal with what we're talking about. The default call to action when you change the status of a listing to pending or just sold, again, as listing or selling agent, the default call to action is essentially 123 Main Street just sold. And because of this, local home values have changed. All right. Click below to get your new home value estimate now, right? Default, that's nothing needs to be changed, edited to do that. The next call to action, all right, the next funnel is a version of the golden letter, all right, where it's essentially 123 Main Street just sold, and we still have 14 more buyers that are looking for a home in the area. What price would make you consider at least looking at an offer for your home? All right, that's funnel number 2. And in that, and how I guess it relates to what we're talking about here today, is I've got an example of the ad text, and you can click here to view the ad if I didn't delete it. Cynthia Davis, you should be involved with our stuff, man. John Summers is here. We got John Summers. And oh, wow. So Carla says, I have 3 seller leads in just a few days from the ad. And I have a seller lead from door knock in the just sold letter in the same neighborhood. I'm telling you, Carla. Hey, really quick pro tip. Take the, whether it's the general one in your accounts or the one for the property, If you go door knocking for anybody, take the complete marketing plan, the 100 plus point home marketing plan with you, the print version, when you go door knocking, because you may talk to somebody that you're having a conversation with. They're thinking about selling their home maybe in a couple of years, right? Yeah, our kids are they're junior, senior in high school, and we're probably going to move, or our daughter just moved to Florida and we're thinking about moving to Florida, whatever. To have this with you, right, would be awesome, because then you can just show it to them just in passing, right? Show them a few pages, just a little bit about what you do, and then offer to send it to them via text, email, or you could print up another copy and drop it off to them later. And you could offer to customize it for their home and let them know, would you like a custom version where I put your home in here so you can see what your home would look like in my marketing? So I really recommend that if you are going to go door knocking. So Carla got a great seller lead from door knocking, the just sold letter. Yeah, take these with you. And that's why I tell people there is a case for being able to print these up yourself. But then there's also the case of where you want to order them from us, because when you order them from us, you can get like 20 to 30 copies at a time, which to print that many would be a logistical nightmare. All right. Christine, I'll show you that in a little. In fact, she just used the default just sold. She used the default just sold. So let me show you that ad that's related to the golden letter. So check this out. Just sold in Folsom, and I still have 8 buyers actively looking to buy a home. What price would make it worth taking a look at an offer for your home? If you own a 3 to 4 bedroom home in Folsom, tap learn more and tell me your magic number. Even a range is fine, no pressure or obligation. And then notice I changed that image, and it says I have 8 more buyers looking for homes in Folsom. Just sold in Folsom, right? That image template should look familiar. But here's where the beauty is. And so please pay attention to this, because I want you to be thinking, when you ask good questions and you get answers, that will help you in your follow up. All right. And you're going to see what I mean, hopefully, right here. So I click my ad, and would you like my free ultimate guide to selling a home? Right. Whatever. They may say no, they may say yes. Get your home's value and instant cash offer options. I see 20% of people saying yes to that. That's a great one. And then what's your magic number for your home no obligation? I want to put $4 million, right? Some ridiculous, stupid number. Continue. All right. Name, email, and phone number comes up. Continue. They get to the single property website. You get the lead. Now, with those 3 questions, all right, you're going to get an email. Whatever 3 questions, or whatever questions, you may only have 1, 2, or 3. Whatever questions that were being asked in the first part of that lead form, that should inform and shape your follow-up. So in this one right here, they said yes to the ultimate guide to selling a home. They will get that guide automatically. So that's going to be sent to them in the email. I don't need to send it. They're going to get it. It'll be the one that's branded to you from your account. The second question was home value cash offer. Would you be interested in those options? I said yes to that. And I also said yes, and I gave you my magic number. I could have said no, or I could have left it blank maybe, or I could have just put no, but I said 4 million. So in my follow-up, what am I going to do? I am going to follow up based on those questions. And so it would be something along the lines of, I saw that you might be interested in getting both a cash offer, a home value estimate, and you might be open to looking at an offer on your property for $4 million. All right. Now, I don't know his address, because we can't ask for the address in here. Now, they can give us the address on the single property website, because there's another form will be there that they're going to see, but they may not do that. So in my follow-up, I'm going to, again, reference the questions that they said yes to. And then I'll just say, what's the address of your property, so that I can look it up and get you the information related to a cash offer, related to a home value. And then we'll discuss the idea of an offer after we look at those 2 options. Does that all make sense? So I'm going to be walking you through today, I think, one of the most important aspects of all of this, which is making sure we've got great questions being asked in our ads so that again, it will inform and shape our follow-up. All right. And do they fill out a form? Yeah. Yeah. Christine, yeah, it was for 7 days. She did a $50 7-day ad because I looked at it. In fact, I'll tell you, one of the leads I looked up, Carla, older couple, they own a home in Rockland, married. And one of the things I want to make sure that we talk about today is we've got a function. I got to find it. God, I wish I would have had that ready. Anyways, I'll get back to that. All right. In the third funnel, all right, remember, home values have changed for pending and just sold. We have more buyers for just sold. And the third one, all right, the third one is 123 Main Street just sold. Our 100 plus point home marketing plan got 8,000 views for this property versus 486 on Zillow. If you're thinking about selling your home, yada, yada, yada. All right. So 3 very powerful call to actions, funnels. And what I recommend that you do is that you run all 3 consecutively. So maybe week 1 of a pending or a just sold listing, again, as either a listing or selling agent, you do funnel number 1. The second week, you flip it over to funnel number 2. And what you can do is just come in here, just highlight or just look at it and go type it, or just copy it and paste it in like I'm going to show you in a little bit. And then you can just edit it to your address and city and, how many buyers that you've got. I still have 8 more buyers actively looking. And you can edit that, right? I got 34 buyers that are actively looking, and some have been pre-approved for months, or maybe we still have whatever. Just edit it to be appropriate for your situation. Now let's take a look at the third funnel, right? The 100 marketing plan. Click here to view the ad. So let's take a look at that ad because the questions are going to be different. So watch this, pay attention, because we're going to walk through how to do this next. And All right. So here, 145 Main Street in Folsom just sold. Thinking about selling soon. Here's how we got 10,000 plus buyer views for this home compared to 700, so on and so forth. The image now says the 2026 100 plus point home marketing plan. I click and check this out. Check these questions, right? They're different. Oh, excuse me. Now it says, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. Yes, and customized for my home. All right. Second question, see how AI can help you sell your home faster. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, show me how. I would love to see that. And then the third question, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Yeah. And again, I see about 20% of people saying yes to that one. And that's phenomenal. 20%? 20% of people say yes to that, generally speaking, when I audit the different ads and what's going on with them. So what am I going to do here? What am I going to do with this? As an agent following up, of course, what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you up and I'm going to say, hey, Carla, Scott here. And I saw that you responded to my ad about 123 Main Street just getting sold, and that you'd like to get a copy of my 100 plus point home marketing plan customized for your home. What is your home address so that I can get that over to you as quickly as possible? And I will also send you a little bit of information about how we use AI to help sell your home faster. And oh, by the way, I saw that you might be open to looking at an offer if you got the right price in the next 1 to 3 months. Do you have an idea of what that offer might be, or what that price might be? So these questions, and yes, Carla, we're going to walk through that. We're going to literally, that's what I want. That's why I want to show this to you first, because I want you to hopefully make the connection between running an ad and the follow-up, and the bridge, all right, the bridge are the questions. And we got a complete different set of questions for buyer ads as compared to the seller. So they're completely different. And the last thing I'm going to mention is that if anybody has a website with IDX, I would love to be able to show how to do a ad for a custom list of homes for sale. All right. So if anybody wants to drop in their website link, we'll take a look at doing that as well. So let's get at it. Let me turn that off. Sometimes I run an ad and I forget to turn it off for training. So let's go to listings. We're going to do a listing for sale. This could be mine or borrowed. We're going to do a pending sold ad, and then we'll do a couple of other ones. All right. Oh, Rob, good to see you, my man. Joel, all right. So I'll take a look at Joel's and Arif. Dude, I knew a guy with that same exact name. I can't remember how he was German, a German dude. All right. Anyways, I got the listing in my account. If you need help with listings in your account, go with our support team. And let's say it's just listed. All right. It doesn't matter. I'm going to click the green market listing button. I'm going to click Facebook and Instagram ads. So we brought the entire Facebook API into listings to leads. You don't need to go to the ads manager. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Everything is customizable. So I got Folsom. The location's going to autofill. We got the radius for the special housing ad category. We had a lifetime budget of 35. Minimum should be really $10 a day. Really minimum should be $10 a day. If I was doing an open house, I would probably do 100. All right. But I'll just do $10 a day. I can edit the text, right? A cozy, I'm not saying to edit it. I'm just showing you that you can. A cozy home in Folsom, right? Whatever. We just default to just listed because we don't know what superlatives that you want to use. Oh my gosh, I can't even type, right? And I can add emojis like that. All right, boom, bada bing. I can change the template. I can change the image. I can change it to a video. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to click on change template. And I can change, there's a little edit icon up here. And now I can change the text in this. So if I wanted to, for example, do the 100, I could say beautiful home and false, whatever. I'm just showing you that this is editable, right? Just like that. If I need to change the image, and in fact, I'm going to back up in a minute and I'm going to show you how to edit the photos so that you got the best 5 photos in the front. All right. It should not be front of the house, front of the house, front of the house, kitchen, 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 living room, living room. The first 5 photos should be the best 5 photos that tell the story of the property, because that's going to transfer through and flow through a lot of the tools. Plus, it is a better experience for people looking at your marketing. When people have got to go through, especially if you got 40, 50, 60 photos, which some of you do, and you're going to make me click through 30 photos before I get to the backyard or the living room or whatever it is, it's so annoying. It is so annoying. I got to look at different angles of the kitchen, different angles of the living room. Right. And sometimes people just get annoyed and they just leave your marketing, whether it's on Zillow, whether it's in listings, so whatever, it doesn't matter. So I do want to walk you through going to photos, right, under edit photos, and just rearranging so that you got the best 5 photos first. Okay. But if I need to edit the photos, I can right at this point. So I can always select different photos. And that way, because I want to make sure I got the best photos in this template. We got 21 different templates, as you can see here. I do the one for the ads. For ads, I like the one where the image is on top and there's 3 small ones on the bottom. All right. I don't like carousel. Video, I want you to be a little bit careful about. But for listings, typically, this template right here is one of the best because it's got the main photo on the top and then 3 small photos. So people get a feel, they get a taste of kind of what it looks like. And they're going to be more intrigued to click through to see more of those photos. And then of course, here we let them know, hey, you know what, there's actually 25 more photos. There's 36 more photos. There's 11 more photos, whatever it's going to be right there. I'll just click save. Now I'm going to show you the questions next. So please pay attention. If you're texting somebody, If you're watching a YouTube video, whatever you think you might be doing that's more important, it is not, because this right here, we're going to create that bridge between the ad and the follow-up. That bridge happens right here, and it's great to have a strong bridge, okay? Advanced options. All right, so again, advanced options, to turn it on, and it's just create new form. It's that green button right there. And what do we wanna do? We wanna edit, take a look at the questions. So name, email, and phone number will always be there at the top. We don't wanna touch those, otherwise we don't have a phone number. All right, I'm gonna scroll down, and now I've got to check all these other questions out. What is your time frame to buy is turned on? Are you working with a lender? How many bed and bath? Desired price range, right? A lot of questions here. Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? I'm going to show you a few that I like. I like these ones as well. For example, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? That could be a great question. All right. In particular, if I'm borrowing the listing, if it's not my listing that I'm marketing, that way we're almost doing like a custom list of homes, where if somebody were to say yes to that question, right, that's just running an ad for a custom list of price reduced homes for sale and them saying yes to that. So what would I do? I would set them up for, I would either two ways that you could do it. One, don't set them up for it yet until you get a hold of them and get some more information. Or B, set them up with a list of price reduced homes for sale that meet the general area price of the listing that they came in on. All right. That's a good one. See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. That could be a great one for a lower to middle tier listing, maybe, because again, affordability is a major thing. And that might be also something you can help and get your lender to help pay some of the ad cost on if you share that lead with the lender. So could be a great question. Would you like to be notified when similar listings hit the market? That could be a great question, because then you can set them up with IDX right away. What's most important to you in your next home? We got 5 versions of that question, and they are all based on different buyer profiles. And you'll notice right here, so under the first one, it says first time buyers. Second one, family move up buyers. Third one, downsizing retirement. And the fourth one, second home buyers. And the fifth one, executive luxury buyers. What's different is the replies that are available. All right. So the replies are going to be appropriate. So downsizing, the replies will be different from first time buyer replies. Does that make sense? If you do new construction, this would be phenomenal. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? That would be fabulous. Do you have a home to sell? That's going to be there by default. I see 10 to 20% of people saying yes to that one. How would you describe your credit score? Right now, some of these are going to be a little bit more appropriate for lenders, and then some are going to be appropriate for both lenders and buyers agents. So I'm just going to click. Oh, last thing I'll mention. You can drag and rearrange the order of these questions. So now I've got, would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? What is your time frame to buy? Do you have a home to sell? So when I hit create form, and now I'm just going to close advanced options. I don't need to mess with anything else, and hit create ad. And that's it. All right. That is it. And Joel says, yeah, Joel, awesome. Okay. We'll take a look at that when we get to that part of the webinar here. All right. Now notice right here, if you do not have AI text follow-up, I would highly recommend that you use our AI text follow-up. The reason it's so awesome is A, it is super easy to set up. B, if I were to click subscribe, right, up to 50 leads is all you need to do to start, right? $49 a month for 50. It's like a dollar per conversation per lead. So it's not $1 per reply. It's just $1 per lead. no matter if it takes 3 minutes or 6 months of conversations, it's still the same price, right? You just click through and it will take you 30 seconds. You're going to select the name of your AI agent and you're going to select buyer leads, seller leads, or both. The really cool thing about the AI text follow-up is every time you get a lead, it will let you know that it engaged or it did not. And I find that valuable right there because now I know if it's a good phone number. So it'll either say it engaged and we'll send an update when the lead replies. It will let you know we did not engage because it was a landline. So it knows if it's a landline, or C, we did not engage because it was a bad phone number. And immediately, I like that right there. I appreciate knowing right away whether or not it was a good, bad, or landline. Secondly, every time the lead responds, you will be notified. So you're going to be able to pay attention to the conversation in real time, essentially. The email notification that you get will have a button taking you back to that specific conversation in your listings to leads account. So at any time I'm watching this conversation, right? I'm doing something, I get a notification, the AI text lead response, boom, I look at what it is, and I can, in just literally seconds, either take over the conversation, turn it off, right? Whatever I want to do. And we still want to, even with AI text, we want to time block, right? 30, 60 minutes a day to make sure we're following up with leads. The beautiful thing about AI text is really, I think, three things. One is persistent follow-up, because we're not going to be as good as the AI text is. We're just not going to be as good. B, having full control and transparency into what is happening. All right. And then C, not having to follow up right away. I don't feel that I don't have the need anymore of, oh my God, I got to follow up right now. No, I can just do my block. And during that hour, I call my leads, knowing that the AI text, right, made that initial conversation. Now, or that initial touch. Now, if I get them on the phone during my calling, then I can just go in and turn them off, turn that conversation off in listings to leads. Because if I'm already talking to them, there's no point of the AI text talking to them. Does that make sense? Yeah, John, right, exactly right. And so the AI text is going to be making a series of offers in addition to trying to collect information as to what John just said. And John, you closed a $500,000 listing lot at the end of last year from an open house ad that you did. Very similar to this one right here, where the AI text was engaged, qualified the lead. John touched base after the AI text qualified. And then John, they got the first offer accepted. Yep. No, Lenny, the AI, there are some things like, for example, when we do the custom list of homes for sale using IDX, the AI text won't work for that one, but it works for listings, home value, cash offer. It does not work for PDF guides yet, unfortunately, but it works for the main landing pages and listings at this point. But yeah. Okay. We got one ad done. I got more to do. Let me go turn that off. Let's do a pending where we are the selling agent. Now, and if you got a listing from 2 months ago that sold or 3 months ago, I know people that have done it from 6 months ago. If right, whatever. Real quickly, let me just show you. You can add, so if your buyer is in contract or you got a listing that from a few months ago that sold, go to add listing manual and status. You could either do pending, under contract, in contract, just sold selling agent, just sold listing agent, right? And add that listing to your account. And when I go to do the ad, let's bring it back up to the listings. And so I'm going to go to a pending listing. All right, pending listing right here, market listing, Facebook ads, and it's going to autofill location. All right, it's going to autofill location, radius, lifetime budget. Now for seller, I like to do 50 again as a minimum. All right. Cost per lead of a listing that is coming soon, just listed, active or open house is going to range from like $2 to $7 to $8. All right. Average is around $3 for active, $4 to $5 for open house. And if you're above $8 a lead for the buyer leads on a listing, it's way too, I would turn that ad off. All right. Turn the ad off and just rerun it. Look at your photos. Just look at the ad and go, is there anything about this ad? Maybe it's the photos. Maybe you didn't have good photos. But yeah, I've seen this before. The images in this template are all of like the front of the house, or it's a carousel ad, or there's just something else just obviously wrong with it. So just take a quick look at it. And sometimes it can be just as simple as the algorithm just went on a really bad path. And if you just turn the ad off and redo it as a new ad, you're going to be good to go. So if you're running an ad for a listing that is for sale and you hit $10 and don't have any leads, turn it off and just rerun it. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. All right. Turn it off. This is true for any ad, right? Now, the cost per lead average is different for seller leads and buyer leads, but just look at the ad. And if it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, just rerun it. And I think about 80% of the time that will do the trick. Carousel is when you get 5 images, like you see the ad and then there's these images and you can slide through them. That's carousel. And you don't want that. You do not want carousel. For a post, that's fine. But for an ad, it is not good. Yeah, I'll show you that after this one right here. All right, so check this out. I want to run, okay. Now, if I want to do the default call to action, don't change anything. Just leave all the text, leave the image as is. But I want to do the 100-point home marketing plan one. Now, again, I recommend doing the default ad first, default funnel first, and then do the we have more buyers second, and then do the 100-point home marketing plan third for your ads, right? Week 1, week 2, week 3. So I'll actually do the we have more buyers. So I'm going to click on the Facebook and Instagram ad, and I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to delete that and paste this in there. And then I'm just going to edit this to 333 Main Court. So 333 Main Court and Rockland is now pending. And I forgot to put a space, and I still have. So I'm gonna look at maybe how many leads did I generate off of this listing while I was marketing it from just listed to active to open house? How many people came through the open house, right? How many leads did I generate from all of that, right? If I'm running an ad and I'm doing, let's just say $5 cost per lead average, and I do just listed, active, I do open house, minimum, let's just say I do 150, that's like what, 30 leads. So at a minimum, you should have 30 buyers, and maybe actively is not quite true, right? But 30 buyers looking to buy a home in Rockland, right? And that's it, right? Pending in Rockland, and click here to find out more. Again, you saw how I could change all of that. I can retarget. Notice how retarget is actually checked, right? You can unretarget or you can retarget. I can even do a custom audience, right? I think it's good to run one ad to a cold audience. And then if you want to retarget, you could run a second ad to retarget and to a custom audience. All right. But either way, let's go let's go ask those questions. All right. Let's go ask those questions. Let's create that bridge between the ad and our follow-up. What are we going to do? Advanced options, open it up, create new form, and then we're just going to bebop-a-looba the questions. We got full name, email, phone number. We're not going to mess with that. What is your time frame to sell? All right, that's right there. But what was the text? The text was talking about how we have more buyers and what price, at what price would you maybe consider an offer, right? So I'm going to go down here. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? That's going to be there by default. And what is the magic number for your home? I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do the 100 plus point home marketing plan. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to uncheck what is your time frame to sell. You know why? Because I've got that question, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price, which does a little bit of time framing, right? Because if they say yes to that, then, well, yeah, 1 to 3 months, I know that. And I want to lean into that more. I got the 100 plus point home marketing plan selected. And then I got, what's your magic number? And again, I can drag and drop to reorder them, but I'm just going to click create form. I'm going to close advanced options. I'm just going to make sure everything looks good and hit create ad. Boom. Where's the page where it gives the type of ads to run, such as home values have changed? Yep. I'll go to that one in a minute. And John Summers, I have a coming soon ad. My call, yeah, $1.86. Whew. Damn. Turn it off and create a new one. No, Josh, great question. Turn it off and then do a brand new one, because otherwise, A, it's not going to necessarily reset the algorithm. And then B, you're going to get a blended rate of cost per lead. And it's going to just drive you nuts trying to figure out, okay, my old cost per lead was $10.30. My new, and now it's showing $8 a lead, but so you're doing the math, like, so what am I at on the new ones? So just turn it off and then just just rerun it as completely brand new. All right. And then you'll see here, AI text follow-up. Okay. We did 2 ads. Let's do 2 landing pages. Let's go to landing pages. And if you need to create, that's a whole nother thing. We'll worry about that a little bit later. Home values. Now, real quickly here, for seller leads, I like pending and sold the best, either as a listing or selling agent. So if you're going after seller leads, doing the ads, pending and just sold, because it is a action that is affecting the people in the area. And we overlay these call to actions with those ads. So you can, and people do, right, run a straight up home value ad, but your cost per lead is going to go from like around $10 on average to about $20 on average. So it's a much higher cost per lead. We got down payment assistance. We got new construction. In fact, we're going to do new construction first. We got price reduced. All right. We got price reduced right here. So let's do new construction. So I'm going to go marketing tools. It's going to drop me right into Facebook and Instagram ads. All right. Lead ad, location. Now, one of the differences, location won't autofill. So I'll type in like Folsom. Boom. Lifetime budget of 35. Again, that's going to be too low. I'm going to go to 70. Right. It's going to go for one. They always go for 1 week by default. And I'm telling you, here for listings, I'm a little bit more not into using video for listings. For something like this, in fact, I'll show you, we'll go into a lender account and I'm going to show you an ad. But here, change image and video. If you do like a TikTok video. All right. So John, I'm looking at you. Carla, I might be looking at you as well. It could be home value, new construction. It could be down payment assistance, whatever. Price reduce homes for sale. And you do a quick video that would be like a TikTok video. But at the end of it, instead of saying DM or reach out or comment below, you do click the learn more button below. All right. And I've done it before where I'll do the video, right? And so I might say new construction homes in Folsom are there. If you're looking for a new home in Folsom, new construction is a great option because they get great price reductions and offers from the builder on closing costs. And maybe I'm at a new construction and I'm showing how beautiful it is, or I've got images of new construction behind me, like on a green screen. And in the TikTok video where I ended up by saying, reach out to me or DM or comment below. And then after that, I'm going to say, I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. And then I might say, click the learn more button now to get this free list. And then when I'm in editing, whether it's CapCut or TikTok, I can just edit the video. So I got one video. I can use it on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. On Instagram, it'll go to Facebook. And then I got the edited version, right? Where I edit out the part about DM or comment below. And I just use the click the learn more button. Does that make sense? I know for some of you, I lost you and I apologize, but I know for some of you, you're going to get what I'm talking about. But let me just show you here. So I want to my files and video. So all I'm showing you here is that the idea that you can actually use a video. I'll just throw that one in there. Insert. So I can upload a video. I already uploaded it. So it's already in my account. So I got the video right there. Right. So once that is processed, that'll display there. But what are we going to do? We're going to go advanced options, create new form questions. All right. So again, name, email, and phone number. What is your time frame to buy is there by default. Would you like my ultimate guide? No, I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to select I want to find that question. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? Yes. I might select, do you have a home to sell? Maybe I leave that one checked. And I might select what would be another good one. And that might be, again, right? Maybe I want to find out about that. Or, no, it could be another good one is the price reduced homes question right there. So what I did is I I selected the questions based on the ad I'm running. So now my ad for new construction homes, I've got, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? All right. So price reduced new construction. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives? And then it's, do you have a home to sell? Now, as I look at that, and this is where reordering comes into play, I think it would be better if I dragged, would you like the current builder incentives to the top? Because everyone's going to say yes to that one. And I want to start off with the highest percentage yes question, because if they say yes to the first one, the likelihood of saying yes to the second and third or being in the affirmative is going to be higher. Okay. Just basic psychology, everything else being equal. So I'm good to go. Right. I'm going to close advanced options. There's my video. Now, again, this is not the video for this ad, but I just wanted to show you that you can use video and create ad. So I anticipate if you were doing new construction that you might go to a new construction or use green screen, either via CapCut or TikTok, essentially the same thing, and do a video like that. Now, if you don't have video, don't worry about it. You can totally use images. No problem. No problem. I just like to show off that you can use video, just like I do show off that you can do retargeting. You can do, in fact, I got to show one other thing as well, that you can do custom audiences. Let me show you before I'm going to do the custom list of homes for sale. But before I do that, two things I want to show you. One, if you go to listings, I'm going to show you about the photos, right? Just click edit. So under the address, there's view, edit, and checklist. Click edit. All right. And then click photos. And then just drag and drop. You can also add titles and subtitles. So for example, this, I might say, I'm going to move things around. I want to put the living room right there. I'm going to put the backyard after the wine cellar. And so I might say, because this image was AI enhanced, so I'm going to say backyard with pool and outdoor dining, AI enhanced staging, whatever. Again, I'm just showing you, you can do titles and subtitles with the images. That's all I'm trying to share here. Yeah, this will be on our YouTube channel. I'll show you where that is in a few minutes. John, yeah, you can do that. I'll see if I can show you how, maybe at the end of the call here. All right. The other thing, check this out. For those of you that are a little bit more advanced, and I never show this, and I should, if I go to profile, I believe it's here. Yeah. Connect your Facebook pixel and your conversion. All right. Your conversion pixel. You just click it. It's going to connect to it. So I highly recommend that. You can add Google, you can add like whatever, right? You can add a bunch of stuff. So if you got any kind of pixels that you want to add, maybe your website vendor, you got a pixel with them. Mailbox Power, I think, has a pixel that some people like to do. So yeah, so I would for sure do this because it's going to help Facebook get your ad in front of people even better. Okay. And there's some other benefits as well. Yeah, we should do probably a better job of talking about this. But yeah, I always forget to show that. So you definitely want to do that. So come into your profile, connect it. If you have any issues, get with our support team. Carla, yep. All right. Carla, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Give me a second here. And yeah, awesome. All right. I think Carla, what you're talking about is under ads. And here I got Google. So we can do Google. I can also upload a custom audience by clicking that blue button. I got all of my ads are here. I got all my Facebook ads, the listing ad, landing page, PDF guide, or custom. All right. So Carla, is that what you're talking about? I think. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to find the website to run an IDX. So Joel was the first one. And so Joel, we're going to go with you to start. And if it doesn't work, I'll go to the next person. Your Wisco home. I did you. Sorry. Your Wisco. Joel was like, he was like choking up. Be like, what the hell? My website's down. It was just me. I apologize. Don't mean to freak you out. All right. So that's your website. I'm going to go to buy. Now you can probably do this in the back end. I don't have access to your back end. That sounded a bit off. Regardless, I'm looking to do an IDX Carousel 5 to send. Yeah. All right. So for a custom list of homes for sale, like what I'm talking about here, Carousel is perfect. All right. Because I like to show. So you're talking about condos on Lake Geneva. So for this, what I like to do, Joel, is show at least 3 to 5 different condos, okay, from different price points and maybe different areas of the lake. All right. Condos. So let me see how I can do that. So if I go Lake Geneva, all right, I'm going to assume under filter, I'm going to do at least 2 bedroom. I'll say at least 1 bath. I'll say price point. I don't know your price points. I'll just say 200. All right. And property type condo. Okay, right there. And then there's other things I could do, but let's just do search. All right. And now I'm going to take that URL, which looks crazy. Oh my God. That's a lofty website. I don't normally, that's just, all right. Perfect. Yep. So condos. Perfect. Okay. So the key is making sure that we got a unique URL. So in listings to leads, I'm going to click on ads, go to the ads page, create Facebook ad custom. Let me go to the bottom and oh yeah, Carla, hold up. Yep, I got it. That's awesome. So Joel, yeah, perfect. 500, that's fine. Right. You'll do that. I'm just showing as a demo here, but I might do custom list Lake Geneva condos, right? Whatever. Lead ad. I would still do it as a lead ad. Create new, and I got buyer and seller. I could do traffic. I could do video views. I'm going to put the domain right there where it says website. I'm going to hit fetch. I'm not going to expect much. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I thought that domain wasn't going to do anything for me. All right. Property. Oh, give me a second here. I'm going to give you, I've done a number of these kinds of ads. Now, if you get your own text from somewhere else, go for it. But I'm going to give you what I have found that works across a number of different property types and locations. I'm going to drop it right into the chat. Boom. All right. That's the text. Now, I know it didn't come out formatted very nicely, but you'll see looking for a home with more land, price. I'm going to get the free list, search homes with. Okay. So I'm going to say looking for now, again, don't shoot the messenger here. So I'm looking for a lakefront condo on Lake Geneva. Get the free list of lakefront homes, updated every 15 minutes from the MLS, see homes with, and I'm going to I'll look for an actual ad where it shows the actual emojis even. But I know, for example, here in the list, it doesn't have to be like 5. So you're going to pick, now I don't know your area, but you're going to go, right, what are the top 3 to 4 things? So I'm going to say homes with lakefront views, which is a little bit repetitive, but that's fine. Homes with lake access for boating. Again, I'm just walking distance to cafes and shops. Again, I'm just whatever the top 3 to 5 features of this might be. Gated, I don't know, again, gated communities available. And then I'll just say, you know what, that's it. But again, whatever. Headline, tap to get the free list. Now I'm going to do a little bit of an arrow pointing to it. Updated every 15 minutes. And again, you may have a trainer, you may have a coach, whatever, and they may, oh, do this. That's fine. All right. That's totally fine. I'm not going to be bent, but I do know this one works well in most markets. Lifetime budget. Again, you want to do $10 a day minimum. So I'm going to do 70 for a week, right? Because it's going to default to a week. I can change that to whatever I want. Also, another pro tip right here. If you have an ad that's doing really well, so John, I'm looking at you, right? The $1.86 per lead, you can come in here to the ad, click edit, go to budget, I believe it is, go to like budget, whatever, and add more money. So it may say 35 or it may say $50 in the budget, put in 70 or 100. And so it's going to add the difference between the original budget and the new one. So it'll add like another $50, let's say, and then extend the ending date from the 21st to the 28th. Easy. And that way you keep your good ads running. I don't want them to die out. Oh my God. I get so annoyed with myself when you get a notification the day before. All right. So the day before the ad is going to end, you're going to get notified. And when I forget to update a well-performing ad that I'm running, I get so annoyed. Oh my God, it just kills me. Regardless, upload image and video. All right, so here's where you're gonna spend just a little bit of time. I'll come back to that in a minute, and we'll try to get everybody out of here shortly. That does not look like a condo, but maybe it is. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to, all right, that's fine. I want to find 5 good images of condos in the area. All right. Now I'm not going to be able to do this because he's forcing me to sign up, which is fine. That's perfect. That's great. I recommend that. So I'm not hurt about that. But you're going to want to just save again different price points, different styles to appeal to different people, and get the photos that you want to use. And then check this out: upload image, video. I can select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, insert. And now, again, this is the one of like new construction. This would be fine. So if I'm doing new construction, I talked about doing a video. But if I wanted to do carousel images of like different new construction projects, very similar. All right. And that way people can see, again, I might do a high-end luxury. Like I would start with the middle, like a mid-tier, and then I might do high end, right? To get people again, aspirational. And then I might do a low end for the budget people. And then I might do, right? Cause notice how they peek through. And then I might do, and all of these, if I'm advertising lakefront condos, I would like to be able to show like maybe a view from the living room to the lakefront. Okay. Maybe you go on a broker's tour or open house and you take a photo yourself. Because typically, as long as you're marketing to a list of homes for sale, you can use the photos from the MLS or your IDX in the ad. If you need to talk to your broker, I don't want anyone getting into trouble, but typically the rules are, and again, talk to your MLS, talk to your broker if you need to. But if you're running an ad for a list of homes for sale, especially if it's pointing to an IDX, then you can use the images from the IDX in your marketing. All right. But again, talk to your broker if you need to. All right. Yeah, John, I apologize for not getting to it ahead of time, but yeah, thank you, John. That's awesome. This system is so easy compared to the Facebook. Oh my God. Yeah. Diane, 100%. That it just happens. It happens to me too. If I were to go to an ad and I take a look at it, because you know what, because it's just showing you, because especially if you preview the ad, that's just natural. What you can do is there's going to be a facility, I don't know where, but around the post, there'll be a facility to show turn ad or don't, not interested, or turn it off. Sorry, last thing here before we get out of here, I apologize. The questions. All right. The questions. Create new form questions. We got name, email, and phone number. What's your time frame to buy? I'm just going to turn that off. I'm going to go through here. Would you like my ultimate guide? I'm going to turn that off again. And first of all, I want to say, would you like a price reduce? I'm going to say yes. Would you like to be notified? I'm going to say yes to that one. And because this is a lake, okay, so this might be a second home. I don't know. I'm guessing, but this could be a second home. I'm going to say yes to that because for the second home question, the options are water views or boating access, close to beach, trails, or golf, gated, low maintenance, open concept, space for family, all or most. All right. If it was new construction, again, I might say builder incentives. Do you have a home to sell? I might leave that one on. I got the option. So I've got what's most important. Would you like to be notified when similar? And would you like price reduced? I'm going to say yes to all of it because here's the deal now. And Joel, check this out for everybody else. Now, if they sign up at my website, perfect. That's awesome. Right. I'm still going to follow up with them. But if they don't, if they bounce off my website, I've still got permission in fact, I've got an obligation to set them up with a list of homes for sale because I asked that question in the lead form that they actively said yes to. Now, if they said no, that's a different story. But if they said yes to it, now I don't have to wait for them to sign up at my website and just say, now, could I have done traffic? I could have. Could I have done in traffic? There's no lead form. It just pops on your website. Could I have done video views? I could have, right? There's do a little video. Maybe I'm doing a little tour of condos in the area. They click the video, they go to my website. So there's different things that you can obviously do. We could literally be here all day walking through different property ad types. All right. All right. Any other last minute questions before I let you all go? Anything I missed? Yeah. And again, I can retarget, I can do a custom audience, I can connect my Facebook pixel and my conversion pixel. We do have Google ads that we didn't talk about, but that's another topic. I can do custom landing pages and custom ads to those. We got PDF guides, right? We have a lot of stuff. Yeah, Joel, again, yeah, it just depends on what you're yeah, a lot of the retargeting is that you just know what you're doing, that you got to plan for, because retargeting is typically not going to show the ad to new people. So retargeting is perfect for staying in front of people. And then running a cold ad is great for bringing new people in. Now, here, I'll tell you something though, and I see this all the time because I run ads for a number of different people, and we typically don't retarget on the buyer ads. And it still happens that the same people will see because they click and they become a lead again. All right. In fact, I had one client who got so mad. All right. Got so mad. And so he started calling this lead up until he got a hold of her. And she was just like, yeah, I own a home and we want to sell. And I keep seeing your ads and they look like really nice homes. And I think he wanted to jump down her throat for constantly clicking on his ads. But then they had a great conversation and now she's in his pipeline, right? Yeah. Will there be another class to go over drip campaigns? I think there is one, right? I focus on the AI and follow up a little bit more on its own. Yep, yep, yep. I hadn't set up my account. I didn't know all these benefits. Cynthia, that's why you want to make sure that you stay with us and get on our live calls. I'm telling you, yeah, and don't try to learn everything at once. All right. Just learn a couple of things. And I would just tell you, in fact, I will share with you just in brief. All right. Real quickly here, because this is the draft of one of our clients, Gwen Dorsey, who she got on our expired calls. And once she started taking action, in 7 weeks, she got 3 listings and 2 buyers and a couple of more in the pipeline. And so we got this case study that will be going live, if not later today, probably tomorrow. And there's 3 things that she focused on with listings to leads: going after expireds because it's low hanging fruit with high conversion. All right. And in fact, we got a call at 4 o'clock, which I'll point out to you. She focused on open houses, again, using listings to leads for the most part in both marketing the open house and, for example, having the marketing plan at the open house so that as homeowners come through, she can have it sitting there for them to take a look at. An absolute fabulous conversation starter. And then she uses our emails and our text messages. In fact, she got a listing also from one of our emails that we come out with every week or two. Every week or two, we come out with we call it like a content marketing pack, and it will contain emails, text messages, and social media posts for you to use. She got a listing from that as well. And she's doing great. And that's her. And I don't know if that looks like, somebody said I look like Scott Bessent, which I'm not sure what that means, but regardless. So yeah, this will be coming out a little bit later today. Joel, 20,000 old database vacation homes. Yeah. So Joel, something like that, Joel, what you might do is, for example, maybe 1 week you upload that. Do you have it as a custom audience? So Joel is saying, and Joel was the guy who gave me the website that I was doing the ad for. But Joel, is that loaded into Facebook as a custom audience? Perfect. Yeah. We do that ad. Where was that ad? Let me see. I clicked out of it. Anyways, when you're doing the ad, I might run 1 week for 1 or 2 weeks. I might run the ad just to that custom audience, if that's what you want to do. And then maybe for the next cycle, I run it to just the cold audience and just maybe rotate. Sometimes people will do both at the same time. So they'll run one ad to a cold audience and then they'll redo the ad, right? Because you can do, if I do an ad, I'll just show you super quick. If I do an ad, I will find, in fact, we'll do it for price reduced, but it'll be the same idea. So if I go landing pages, we have 3 different price reduced landing pages, marketing tools, and lead ad. Again, traffic or video views. I can do whatever I want. Location, right? Roseville, California. I'm going to come down. I'm going to go to advanced options because I'm going to use a custom audience that's under advanced options, right? So buyer leads because it's a buyer ad. And check this out. Now I can go daily, $3. All right. Your budget must be at least 5. It's fine. It'll be fine. So if I'm doing it, as long as I'm doing a custom audience and or retargeting, I can do $3 a day, no problem. And then boom, run that ad. Running to a custom audience, because 20,000 seems big, but there's probably 500,000 in the whole area. So 20,000 is actually very small, but those are people that have engaged with us in the past in some form or fashion. And so it's great to be able to stay in front of them with a small budget like this so that as they are bopping around Facebook and Instagram, that they're going to see our stuff right here. All right. Yeah. Lake Geneva. Oh, is that? Oh, I was thinking that was, oh, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. If you got Chicago, you got millions. Yeah. And that can be dangerous. All right. I'll tell you, sometimes what I do is when I'm running an ad. So, for example, if I'm running an ad, and let's just do Chicago. In fact, let me do Lake Geneva. Lake Geneva, where we go. All right, I know where it is, but not necessarily. So now, if you're going to do 15 miles, right? And I'm not going to do this because it would just take too long. But what I would do is I just want to make sure if I do 15 miles, I don't want to catch all of Chicago because, man, unless you're going to really increase your budget because there's so many people in that audience that the views per person is going to be so low that could affect your ad performance. So you just want to be aware of that stuff. But if you got a list of 20,000 people that are mostly in Chicago, that's phenomenal. But what I was going to say is sometimes what I do is when I don't want to pick up, like I live not too far from Sacramento. And sometimes when I'm running an ad, I don't want people in Sacramento to see my ad necessarily because then the ad budget is going to be weighted towards those people in Sacramento, which really aren't my target. Now, if they are, then great, right? Maybe I increase my radius to 25 miles, but I'm also going to up my budget even a little bit more than normal. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yep. Here's the deal. It's just about knowing why you are doing what you're doing. If you just leave everything as default, you're going to be totally fine. You don't need to change radius. You don't need to change you do need to change the budget to $10 a day. But if you're going to start changing things around, at least know why you're doing it. All right. Because there are some things that you can do that have other consequences that if you don't do these other things can negatively affect your ad performance. Okay. That's all. But yeah, it's really cool because in listings to leads, there are so many options that you can do. Like the old saying or whatever is, yeah, there are so many options you can actually get yourself into trouble if you are just randomly doing things without knowing what you're doing. All right. So with that, everybody, thank you so much. I got to run. If you have anything else, please get into the mastermind group. And let me show you here. Request access to our school and in the classroom for expired live and recorded calls. So you can join us the 7 a.m. call every Monday and Wednesday, the 4 p.m. call every Monday and Wednesday. Just click right here and it will take you to the registration. It's the same. What you register once for that time it'll register you for every future class at that time. So there's a 7 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific, and you can join us. And I'm telling you, you can start getting listings within weeks. All right, within weeks. And be like John, be like Gwen, be like other clients who've gone through this and are absolutely loving it. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.